Hello, good evening, everyone. Again, this is the Think Smarter with Joff Solas every Fridays at 9 p.m. So thank you so much again kasi ang ganda ng mga lineup ng mga guests natin for this particular season. Again, it's the season 2. We're available in both Facebook and YouTube. And again, courtesy of Anchor FM, yung podcast natin. So across yan, particularly in iTunes and also in Spotify. So please subscribe and follow. And again, you could always visit my website, which is joffsolas.com. So again, itong issue natin ngayon for this particular Friday, bago tayo mag-party-party, nako, as if naman nagpa-party. Nagpa-party pa ba ang mga tao ngayon? Hindi ko alam. Namimiss na natin yung mga ganyan, no, mga cheer. So, how I wish no, yung mga pag-meet and greet natin would be more than just virtual. And anyway, habang nag-iintay pa tayo ng bakuna, ang magandang usapan muna natin ngayon is to meet very interesting people. Lalo na kasi ako, again, my advocacy, particularly as the chair of the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, is to really gather more representation in various industries, particularly doon sa mga NGOs natin, how are they doing? Paano nga ba tayo makakatulong pa doon sa mga minority group, lalo na ngayon, di ba, pandemic, and sabi nga natin, the term ayuda. So anyway, one of the most dignified, ako, I really wanted to say this, kasi natutuwa ako sa kanya pag nami-meet ko siya doon sa mga gatherings namin, pag Pride Month, IDAHOT na usually from the US, lahat ng embassies natin, hello, to the Netherlands, to the Australia Embassy, to the Netherlands as well, New Zealand. Maraming salamat and I hope we will be meeting again each other very soon. So, ito yung lagi sa mga inaabangan namin eh. Kasi sabi ko, uy, parang ano to, some people would say, ano to eh, it's not just parang beauty pageant, no? Pero she's always glamorous. I would always say that. But when you meet her, very substantial. So sabi ko, nako, ito yung mga pang Q&A talaga, no? Yung parang pag tinanong mo sa kanya, okay, what's the essence of being a woman? Ganyan, dagi ang mga bibigay mong question. So anyway, without further ado, let me call the spokesperson of the LGBTQ plus party list and also the executive director of Ganda Filipinas. O mo naman, pangalan pa lang. So, Naomi Fontanos. Hello!
Hello, Jeff. Hello, everyone. Rainbow greetings from Quezon City.
Ayan, ako. Quezon City na, binigyan ka ba ng ivermectin dyan?
Parang hindi mo. Pass muna po.
So, anyway, Naomi, so kamusta naman? Kasi syempre, no, parang since last year, naka-lockdown na tayo, Quezon City ka pa dyan. How was it?
Sobrang hirap kasi I like to think of myself as a single independent woman living on her own, just like one of the characters from Sex and the City, if you remember.
Huwag naka-emphasize single, no? Kasi,
yes! Mahirap siya, no, for someone single and you have to do everything by yourself. Diba? If you wanna eat, kailangan mag-iluto mo yung kakainin mo. Kung meron kang kailangan, ikaw ang bibili. Walang ibang gagalaw para sa'yo. So, ano siya? It's parang may specific difficulties for single persons yung effect ng pandemic.
So, for the entire lockdown, you rarely go out?
Yes, like many Filipinos, I really followed the health protocols that were. So, for example, at the beginning of the enhanced community quarantine in March, talagang I would go to the groceries parang every 14 days. So I would shop for what I need, good for 2 weeks. So I don't have to go out.
I see. Pero Naomi, if I may ask, kasi syempre, you're living alone, na-curious lang ako. How about, how's your family, your immediate family? Where are they?
You know, I know that so many people now are having so many difficulties coping pandemic. I mean, a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people also have lost their loved ones. Recently, as the cases have surged, um, we know that social media have become like virtual obituaries. No, I mean, you hear of friends dying or people's relatives dying left and right. So same on Facebook, same on Twitter. So me, as much as I can, when I see someone like honor their loved ones who passed on because of COVID-19, I send my condolences, or I like it. I put a heart to it because
Oo.
it's important that we remember them, and we tell people that we see them and we see that this has happened to them. So
Oo.
in my case, um, a, a sort of magical thing happened because I have been living on my own, right? So
Mm.
and away from my parents. My parents are in Bicol, and my two older siblings are abroad. So our eldest, my brother, lives in Calgary in Canada, while our middle sister lives in Tokyo in Japan. So um, I'm the only one here in Manila. But my mother, who's in Bicol, she really religiously called me almost every day
Wow.
now. So because of that, I feel like we've gotten closer, even if we're apart. So,
Mm.
that's one of the good things that came out of this
Oo.
pandemic. Na
Ayun.
parang I became closer to my family in spite of the fact that we're all isolated, diba? But we, as much as possible, tried to keep in touch with each other.
So
So
ano pa yung mga ano, what else have you been, busy, particularly for the lockdown? Ikaw ba nag-ano ka, natuto ka bang, ano ba 'to, kasi mag-isa ka 'no? You
yeah,
know how to cook, definitely.
unfortunately, I don't. I boil things. I
Oo.
can hands.
Pero you told me earlier na meron kang inaalagaan. Ayan. Sino ba yung
Yeah.
blind item na inaalagaan na 'yan?
Yeah, so a good friend of mine who is my coworker um, became a plantita during
Mm.
the lockdown. So every time we have meetings, she uses her plants for background. So
Mm.
everyone would see, oh my God, ang gaganda ng mga halaman mo. And out of the blue, she said, I'll send you one. Because I was telling her, oh, I wish I could take care of a plant or something like a living
Mm.
organism. And she sent a pot. Uh, it's
Ayun.
a pot of it's a snake plant.
Ayun.
Kasi pinakagaling alagaan.
Oo, snake plant talaga. Sabi ko and that
Pangalan ko siyang Valentina.
Valentin.
Uh, Valentina yung kasi favorite character, yun ang favorite Filipino villain ko, si
Ah,
Valentina.
di siyempre eventually ikaw si Darna, tama ba?
Pero nung bata pa kasi ako, yung pinakaunang pelikula na parang pinanood ko, yung nag-sneak in ako sa sinehan, kahit bata ka tas hindi ka pwedeng manood ng sine. Tina.
Hmm.
May movie talaga na Valentina. So
Ah,
ang isa nun si Melissa Perez Rubio.
ayan. O sige, i-go-google natin 'yan.
Oo, siya yung Valentina na love ko. And then, when I went to college sa UP Diliman, I ended up becoming friends with Melissa Perez Rubio's brother or half-brother. So can you imagine? So one time, nasa bahay kami nila. My friend is called Pog, si Antares Bartolome. And their mother is the late Maita Gomez.
Mm.
All of a sudden, out of the blue, was si Melissa Perez Rubio because she's visiting from Cebu. And I was like, oh, so shocked. I was joke, laughing. And I was like, oh my God, I want to tell you this story. When I was young, I snuck into the movie house to watch your film. I love you as Valentina. So I met her. I ended up
Oh,
meeting her. So
ayun.
Valentina is special.
Nakakatuwa naman. Kasi siyempre 'di ba, yung parang idol mo and then eventually parang ano 'yan, parang nag-work yung faith kasi
Yeah.
kapatid pa talaga yung na-meet mo 'no, of all people.
Nangyari na ba yun sa'yo, Joff? Diba? Na parang pinanood mo siya sa isang pelikula, Tapos na-meet mo siya in person.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. True. And I understand. I could totally relate with the feeling.
Yeah.
Tapos, ano yan eh, no? Siyempre, once in a blue moon, tapos na-fulfill mo na rin yun. But nevertheless, so papasok tayo dyan sa ano mo, sa yung mga experience mo with the lockdown. Meron pa ba tayong yung mga ibang pinagkaabalahan mo during the pandemic?
Kasi even before the lockdown, I really regularly go to the gym to work out. So, yan yung isa sa mga talagang nasimulan ko na siguro mga 20 odd years back ago. So, kahit nasa UP pa ako, talagang I would jog or I would do something athletic or do something sporty. So, nung nauso na yung mga gym, nag-attend na ako ng gym. Yan. So, before the lockdown, I was regularly going to the gym. I was attending group dance classes, also doing my personal workouts. Yun. So, yun, lahat yun natigil. Pero, because I belong to some fitness communities, we got in touch. And then we started just doing it online. So, for example, our dance instructors at the gym held classes over Zoom, over Facebook Live. Yun. So, we did that. And then, later on, nag-shift na ako to weight training. Ayun. Kasi, parang, I needed something parang a little more hardcore.
Wow! Sa bagay, it shows naman na Yomi, you're very slender. Diba? Sexy na. Kasi,
you know, I mean, like a lot of people also, I also gained weight during the quarantine.
pero that's understandable during this quarantine talaga.
Yes.
Pero,
you shouldn't be ashamed of that. Diba? Pinaghirapan natin yan.
oo. And the real part din, kasi that you're also telling us, at least you stick to your regimen in terms of physical activities. And that's something that, everybody should be doing as well. Kasi syempre, di ba, iba pa rin yung pinagpapawisan ka, tapos at least na nadadrive din yung parang, tawag nito, merong nawawala yung mga ibang anxiety, di ba, yung ibang stress.
Saka I'm an Elwoods girl. Diba? Remember Elwoods?
Okay, that's good.
Sabi niya, exercise releases endorphins.
Endorphins,
happy.
Siyempre, ganyan. And kasi like you said, every time that we'll be meeting in some events, syempre you are always representing a very critical issue, particularly to the trans community, diba? Doon nga sabi ko nga with the LGBTQ plus community natin, again, you've been very visible, particularly for the Ganda Pilipinas. Kanina nga parang I went to your page and parang you have this particular project na parang can you tell us more about some of the projects of Ganda Pilipinas?
Well, currently, parang nakaput on hold din yung mga projects namin because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
We're also, as much as possible, allowing all our members to, just survive first. I mean, focus on themselves, focus on their families, focus on their personal lives.
How are you checking on them, lalo na ngayon this particular time?
Our Ganda Filipinas girls are in a group chat. So we have our own GC on Messenger. So that's how we regularly check in on each other. Ayun. So we're also part of different networks. So we have been able to continue our work as an organization. So for example, we're part of the network called Lagablab LGBT Network, which is a network of LGBT organizations pushing for policy and legislative reform. So they're in the forefront in pushing for the passage of the SOGIE Equality Bill, or what we know as the anti-discrimination, the ADB. So they've been that for the last 20 years. So in spite of the pandemic, through the work of Lagablab, we were still able to engage Congress and the Senate in pushing for the ADB. So we attended the hearings, held over Zoom, and also supported, for example, the sponsorship speech of Senator Risa Ontiveros when she finally sponsored it in the plenary at the Senate. So now it's pending. in the sense. Also, apart from that, Lagab Lab is not only focused on the national level. We're also trying to help um, local government units pass their own anti-discrimination ordinances. So through the we were able to support, for example, passage of the anti-discrimination ordinance in Manila. Diba? It's, diba, the LGBT protection ordinance in the capital city of our country. And then, of course, because other LGUs already know of our work, Pasig City also contacted us because they're also planning to pass their own. Diba? So, it's amazing, di ba? Na parang, my God, the work didn't stop, even if the world stopped because of COVID-19. But our work to push for human rights and social justice continued.
True. And I think even the pandemic right now opened more discussions that syempre when we are addressing already the issues on mental health, kasi lahat na di ba? Lahat ng issues. And I think what would be the best thing right now is also to discuss yung mga struggles, particularly of the trans community. Can you enlighten us? Kasi when people are always talking about the LGBTQ plus community, di ba, yung mga issues na yan, madaling maka-relate agad. Okay, it's about the gays, di ba? Ang dami ng mga personalities na agad dyan, may lesbians, ganyan. Pero yung T kasi is somehow parang a big question, di ba? Na parang ano ba yung mga nagiging struggles talaga? Para kasi a couple of episodes ago, I had Mr. Alvin Dakis as well from the Gender and Development, and also yun nga, one of the advocates of the SOGI bill. And he really is trying to really use his platform as well dun sa YouTube niya. Tapos pero sabi ko, okay, now syempre maganda to si Naomi. Naomi, can you tell us more about particularly the trans community?
So, the trans community, like other trans communities abroad, face a host of issues. So, tinatawag natin siya ng mga social issues. So, iba-ibang categories. So, one particular is medical. So, may trans people they have specific healthcare needs, right? So, because our community is diverse, but we have members of our community who choose to change their bodies in order to match their gender identity. So to be able to do that, right, you have to have access to quality medical care or health care. So we call it trans healthcare or trans-specific. So what does that cover? It includes hormone replacement therapies, various body modification surgery. So that includes so many kinds of procedures. Ayan. And then, of course, we have our own, general healthcare needs and our mental healthcare needs and our well-being needs. So, for example, during the pandemic, a lot of our trans sisters and brothers had difficulty accessing hormones because, for example, testosterone is hard to procure here in the. So if you're a trans man and you need testosterone, you have to purchase it. And most of our trans men brothers, they buy their testosterone from abroad, not really from the local market. So because of the COVID restrictions, it was harder for them to access male hormones for their HRT, hormone replacement therapies. It's much easier for trans women to access hormones, but we were also affected because our mobility was affected, right? So a lot of us could not go out to purchase hormones in pharmacies. So that affected us. And of course, a lot of the medical procedures that trans people wanted to undergo, they were all canceled. And they had to be canceled because, you really cannot have these procedures because of the ECQ restrictions, diba? I mean, particularly for trans people who are living outside the National Capital Region, diba? Because, of course, the services here in Manila are better compared to the services in the provinces. And also, there are more practitioners located in Metro Manila compared to the provinces. So a lot of them could not come to Manila for their scheduled procedures, because of the mobility restrictions. Ayun. So that's on trans healthcare. So that's uh, the category for medical. We also have issues um, pertaining to education and employment. So as you know, a lot of trans people have great difficulty when they're in school or in their places of work or their places of employment, because these are places really not built for us. Diba? So if you're trans and then you're in school, the issues that you encounter are the uniform policies, the um, sex segregated activities, for example, diba, like sports, and then of course your just how people treat you. Diba? So for example, if you remember, there was one issue, but this was about 2 years ago, of a trans woman who was supposed to graduate from university, but their university did not allow them to wear
Understand. I recall.
clothes that they wanted to wear. So she's a trans woman. She wanted to wear female clothes to her graduation, but the university did not allow her to do that. Yeah. So those are things that we encounter as trans people. In terms of employment naman, um, there's really no like single or definitive study on the employment status of trans people, but I can tell you anecdotally that a lot of trans people are not employed in formal offices, like perhaps compared to other members of our community who are gay or lesbian, because places of work in the Philippines really have difficulty handling trans employees or trans applicants. So we know that um, from the work of the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, when you did the study of 100 companies here in the Philippines, none of them had inclusive policies for LGBTQ employees. But if, for example, there are companies that will employ LGBT people, the tendency is for them to employ gays or lesbians because they are more, gender conforming. So, for example, there are, masculine looking gay men or feminine looking lesbian women, or even if they're masculine looking lesbian women, those people um, employers can handle. But if it's a trans woman or a trans man, someone who was assigned male or female at birth but presents as a different gender, it's harder for employers to understand that, right? So, and in fact, even if they hire trans people, it's still harder for them to make their workplaces inclusive. So for example, trans people in companies still face issues in terms of facility use, like what toilets do they use, what
Right. Ako yung
space,
sensational yung mga CR na yan.
yes, what spaces they can be allowed to, di ba? Or what activities they can be part of. Because for example, if a company has sports a day, right? So it's
But
still
yung
hard to compete as the gender that they identify as, right? So these are just some of the issues that we face. So of course, poverty is a big issue in the trans community because a lot of trans people face great difficulty uh, in their studies.
of
You don't
course.
finish your studies, that will affect your viability as an employee, right? So a lot of trans people I know, they end up working in sort of niche industries, as we say. So for example, it's quite well known in the Philippines that if you're a trans woman, a lot of people expect that you're in the beauty industry, you work in the
That's
salon, parlor. So it's not. I mean, I've experienced it myself. No, like if I go to a different community and strangers encounter me, they will normally ask me, "Oh, saan ang parlor mo?" Even if beautician or I haven't worked in a salon or a parlor, because that's a stereotype, diba, for trans women. And of course, they expect us to be in the entertainment industry, you know, So, to do comedy shows, diba?
Yes.
So, expected to provide the entertainment, diba? So, if you're not a funny trans person, people are, hindi siya funny. Bakit masyado siyang serious? And yung mga bakla ay mahilig magpatawa, di ba? Parang ganun.
Yeah.
And of course, a lot of our trans sisters also are involved in the sex industry. Diba? In the Philippines, it's considered illegal. So, but now there's a growing clamor among our sex worker sisters to be protected.
True. Ako, I'm very familiar of that because I handle a hotel in Makati Ave. And, that's only right next to the red light district. And to tell you honestly, Naomi, I even attended events or meetings na ang concern nga is about the trans community. And
Yeah.
ano lang ako, parang just to share it with you, parang ginawa na nilang ano yan generalize na nila yung lalo yung trans community, particularly to some of the commercial properties. So I won't mention, pero di ba it-lead pa nga parang i-ban, di ba, yung mga trans members.
Yes, and also to be police, diba?
Yeah.
Because Makati had this operation in their police precinct, diba? Yung Oplan X-Men. Remember that?
True. Actually, and if I may share, ako nga sabi ko, when I attended that meeting, kasi I was still part of the Makati tourism, and I really have talagang pinush ko yun. Sabi ko, you cannot generalize all of the trans people. Sabi ko, syempre, then I mentioned some names na syempre from affluent families, and I told them, so what you gonna do with them, diba? So, I mean, you wouldn't know kung sino yung kaharap mo. So sabi ko, diba, the law applies to all.
Exactly, but at the same time, diba, you can see, diba, that operation is also sort of really discriminatory, diba? Because what if you're not from a prominent family, diba?
Yes.
Ordinary person, diba? Or you're not affluent, you're not rich, diba? So all the more that you will be vulnerable to being harassed by the police. And what more if you do not know your rights, right? You're not familiar with how to react when the police approach you, diba? It's really parang an issue of equity and inequality, diba? And so yeah, I mean, this is a kind of violence, right, that trans people are subjected to in the Philippines. And structural and systemic violence is also one of the issues that we face on a daily basis, trans people. So if you remember, during the pandemic, there was this issue about this barangay captain who punished violators of curfew in their barangay. And then they turned out to be, trans women. And they were asked to kiss or do a sexy dance. Diba? So something very derogatory, diba? Something that was that would take away from their dignity as trans.
Din talaga.
In near Manila, but it also happened. That one happened, I think, in Pampanga, in Pandakaki, Pampanga.
Yes.
And then the incident in Zamboanga, where trans women violators of curfew were forced to get a haircut by the police. And you know that our hair is something that's very important to our identity. So, can you imagine? It's not just a kind of physical violence. No, if somebody cuts your hair, it's also psychological violence.
Exactly.
Right. So yeah, I'm so happy that you mentioned mental health earlier because, as LGBTQ people, we do face mental health issues because of the discrimination, abuse, and mistreatment that we face from the larger society. So it's not really, inherent to us, diba, to have mental health issues, but it's because of what's happening outside us, of how the police treat you, how your teachers in school treat you, how the people in the groceries treat you, or people in the streets treat you. This will have effects on your mental health.
Definitely. Tsaka like I've mentioned, syempre tulad niyan, the LGBTQ plus community already faces a lot of struggles, discrimination. Pero kasi when we deal with the na lang yon, the trans community, mas mahirap yung dinadanas because yun nga, tulad yan, you mentioned about the medical issue. Siyempre, some of them have to go through with some, we call it medical realignment or diba, mga ganun.
I
Tapos,
mean,
dyan, meron pa yung documentation.
yes, yeah, that's very important. For example, in the Philippines, we don't have a law that will allow us to change our name or our gender in our legal documents. So that's something that has to be worked on in the.
True.
It's called the gender recognition law.
Exactly. True. And I mean, these are particular issues right now na if you're looking at a broad perspective, dapat madali siyang gawin, 'di ba? If it's going to be for the usual masculine, cisgender talaga, walang ka-issue-issue 'yan, 'di ba? Parang ba't nagkakaroon ng issue yung mga pagpunta sa CR? Bakit nagkakaroon ng issue yung mga medical assistants ganyan? So, tsaka yung employment. Kasi yan yung mga bagay na hindi nila naiintindihan. Kaya nga sabi ko in one discussion, there was also some cases wherein a male or a female have been discriminated into a job. Kasi lalo na, tulad na kiniwento sa amin, parang yung lalaki, hindi siya hinire kasi napunta siya parang obigaine na section of the hospital. And syempre, women are not comfortable having men. So hindi tinanggap yung lalaki because he is a guy. So he's a masculine. So not because on the basis of his expertise or skills, but because of his gender. So in that particular case, he was discriminated. A masculine, di ba? A guy who was discriminated. So in short, kailangan din talaga ng SOGI bill for that particular matter.
Yeah, so that case really illustrates that the SOGI equality bill is not just for the LGBTQI community, but it's for all of us in the Philippines. It's for all Filipinos. Because even if you're not a member of the LGBTQI community, you can still experience discrimination on the basis of actual or perceived sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, or sex characteristics. So it doesn't have to be actual. It can just be a perception, right? So for example, if a man is perceived to be like too soft or too effeminate for a certain job that's stereotypically thought to be for someone who's a man's man, a masculine man, that's discrimination, right? And that's discrimination on the basis of SOGSC or SOGESC.
Yan. And actually, yun nga yung what we wanted to emphasize, particularly in this discussion, kasi a lot of our viewers as well were need to understand where the trans community is coming from. Tsaka pag binuunan natin yung the whole alpha, sabi nga naman, maski umabot pa yun ng LGBTQIA+, hanggang Z, pa yan. Kasi kung titingnan naman talaga, as long as it's going to be a matter of gender and sexuality, diba, then we need certain rules or laws to protect, diba, the interest and the welfare of these people. Kasi syempre, they belong to a community. And there are a lot of studies na once you are been recognized, diba, and you are empowered as an employee or let's just say as a member of society, nagkakaroon ng mas magandang production, and which leads to a better economy. And again, it's really the law. Sabi nga nila kasi, di ba, masyado kasi tayong na nagko-conform doon sa tinatawag natin pagiging religious, di ba? But I think we have to go to the main core. Sabi nga na, I don't want to sound philosophical, pero syempre, we have to generally be kind and to love one another. Ganun na nga lang, as simple as that. Wala namang sinabi na it has to be of this particular sex or gender lang, di ba, Naomi? So anyway, yan. Ang ganda-ganda ng natin, no, ng mga usapan. At sabi ko nga, it's really good that that you are sharing it with us. Kasi lalo na yung mga lighter side. Sabi ko, nako, si Naomi, kasi talagang yan, palaban, ganyan, at very, but you are a woman of substance, di ba? Kasi, I mean, anybody.
Fighter, I'm also a lover.
Oo. Kaya kasi tina-emphasize nga tayo, single, di ba?
Thanks, Joe. Helping my love life.
But again, kasi most often than not, when people are very much preoccupied of so many things, 'Di ba sabi nga natin, minsan nakakalimutan yung sarili of 'di ba, of what things could really make us happy as a person. So I
Correct.
hope you don't neglect that kind of lalo na ngayon this pandemic, sabi nga you really have to love yourself, 'di
I
ba? But anyway, on the lighter side, ganito, if you're looking for ganito, para an idol or let's just say somebody that you look up to, it could be local or international, aside kay Valentina, di ba? So, sino yung mga ano mo, mga nakikita mo na parang I wanna be this person, ganyan. Or probably a similar version, pero syempre Filipino version.
Oh my God, ang hirap niyan. Kasi, I mean, in my entire existence, I've been lucky enough to meet so many good people along the way who, I really can say that I look up to, or I can emulate. So, for example, my friend who I mentioned earlier, si Pog, his mom was Maita Gomez. And Maita Gomez is such a such a great story, because Maita comes from a De Buena Familia. She was a Gomez, and then she was our representative to the Miss World in the 60s. And then, I mean, she was an it girl during her time. She was, I think, one of the original Manila's Five. They had a Manila's Five prettiest where only the daughters of the richest families um, would be selected. To be declared as Manila's Five prettiest. She was one of those, and then she attended the University of the Philippines, and she joined the armed struggle against the Marcos dictatorship, and she became such a fierce pioneer of feminism in the Philippines. And so, oh my God, I love her. When we were in university, we would go to their house in Malate. It was an old Ramona apartment. In Malate. It's near Robinson's place, Malate. And we would hang out with her. She would, make dinner for us, and she would tell us stories about her life, about her struggles.
Wow.
I simply adored her. Yeah, but she passed on a few years ago.
Okay, yeah. So that's Maita Gomez. And then if for example naman ngayon kasi you mentioned earlier nag-hip hop ka, 'di ba? If I will be looking into your music playlist, ano ba ang mga laging pini-play ni Miss Naomi para pag parang you wanna feel love, ganyan. Sino patutugtugin mo?
Oh my God, I love Adele.
Adele. Anong song?
Even if I dance to hip hop music, I mean for class, when I'm home and I want to relax, I really like Adele.
Yeah. Adele. Any particular song?
I love that her ballad, "Make You Feel My Love."
Ayan.
Ayan. So pag may karaoke, yan ang layo kong kinakanta.
Okay, good. So, and then you mentioned kasi kanina, parang okay, pag gusto mo ma-in love. Pero if there will be a song that would represent Naomi, 'di ba? At ipe-play natin, lalakad ka sa isang parang fashion show or let's just say sa isang akit ka ng stage, Naomi. Anong song ang gusto mong patugtugin?
Oh my God, ang hirap. Sobrang gustong songs. I mean, alam mo yung bet ko na music, talagang grabe yung range. I like Carpenters, I like the Beatles, I like Tracy Chapman, I like the Grace, I like Whitney Houston. I also like yung mga legends like Edith Piaf, and so I like listening. I used to have her album, but somebody borrowed it from me. Even if I'm French, oh my God, I would listen to her song. So I love La Vie en Rose. Maybe La Vie en Rose.
Yeah, wow, napakaganda niyan. Kasi yung La Vie en Rose kasi it was adapted in a particular parang mini series ng I1 TV ni Miss Iza Calzado. Tapos parang May December love affair ganyan with I think I have to find parang si Jameson yata yon ng hashtag ganon. So ang ganda ng song ng Lavi and Rose. And there was a movie as well, Lavi and Rose, with the Mylene Dizon. Tsaka 'di ba yung isang si yung buta ko yung guy na na parang mestizo na matangkad, ganyan. Oo.
Paano? Pero pag
Oo.
lumabas yan sa TV, papanoorin ko yan.
Oo, yan. Kasi alam mo na, nagkakaroon problema ang kapamilya. Pero anyway, we're looking forward. Oo, sa natin 2022. Tapos in this particular case, kasi syempre tulad niyan, naku Naomi, no, I don't want to put you on a spotlight right now. Kasi syempre pag mga si Rabia Mateo is already ready to compete, diba? For the Miss Universe.
She already left for the Miss Universe?
Yeah. So, pinag-uusapan na nga yung mga kung paano siya magsasagot, kung paano siya, anyway, kung if it's okay, parang I'll just ask you some of the questions taken from the Miss Universe.
Oh my gosh, sige, go.
Sige. Parang, what will be the take of Miss Naomi Fontanos? Parang, if you will be entering the Miss Universe. So, okay, ready ka na ba? Isang lang naman yan.
Sige, go. Fight. Laban.
Sige.
Laban.
Kasi, ang gusto kong itanong sa'yo is, parang, what is the essence of being a woman?
For me, the essence of being a woman goes beyond the ability to bear children, because not all women can or choose to have children, but that does not diminish their womanhood or their being women. So for me, the essence of being a woman is her humanity. Just because she is a woman, she is human, and that makes her equal to men and makes her deserving of all the rights and freedoms that men also enjoy. So for me, the essence of a woman is her humanity.
Ayan. Wow, ganda. O, diba? Winner.
Magagalit. Si Miss Universe 1994.
Kasi syempre, Shusmita Sen. So, ito yung pinaka natin.
Essence of a woman.
Yan. Talaga, kasi yan yung mga expected, no? Talagang mga excited tayo. Ito, next. Tinanong kay Catriona Gray, what is the most important lesson you've learned in your life, and how would you apply it to your time as a Miss Universe?
Thank you for that wonderful question. The most important lesson that I have learned in life is the importance of taking care of our communities. Our communities can be our immediate family, our neighborhoods, or the place where we live in. Especially now during the COVID-19 pandemic, where we have been asked to stay at home to save lives. Taking care of our communities has become so much more important, and we can still help each other even if we are home in the ways that we can. So there are many ways to help our communities who are in need during this difficult time. I know that to many people, self-care is important, and I believe that taking care of yourself is really important, because you cannot give to others what you do not give to yourself. But if you love yourself, you can use this to show love to others and take care of our communities, because we're always in difficult times together, and together, only by coming together as a community can we survive.
Ayan. O, diba? Pasok na naman sa crown. Second na. Kasi binabalikan natin yung mga talagang something that could na talagang winning moments, di ba? Naomi, lalo na pumasok na siya, panalo na. Di ba binabantayan natin? O teka, last na to. Siyempre, kung nagdumaan tayo kay Catriona, ito naman ang yung sinundan niya. At ang question, Naomi, ayan di ba? Napaka-generic ng question na to. why should you be the next Miss Universe?
Oh my God! I'm
Uh,
gonna...
okay, Pia words back.
Yes. I should be the next Miss Universe because prior to my joining the Miss Universe pageant, I have already been serving my community as one of its vocal advocates. So I am known as an advocate for human rights and social justice of the LGBTIQ community in the Philippines and beyond. And because of my experience advocating for civil, political, economic, and cultural rights of LGBTQI people, um, I have been pushing not only for equality, but also for their dignity and for justice for my community. So I believe this makes me perfect to represent the Miss Universe organization because this is the message that I will bring to the world. Thank
Ah, or the universe natin.
I wish I ano naka-post ko pa yun, better.
Uh, but I mean, those are really, of course, fascinating as well. And we have mentioned those women who also have been doing their very best as well to really promote inclusivity, di ba? Kasi syempre sina Pia, sina Catriona, and then the rest of those women, not just in the pageant, kasi syempre the real life of what they are representing is what is the world is really happening, diba? What is happening to the world right now. Ngayon parang may balita yata yung kay Miss Myanmar that she has been summoned kasi just because of her answer to a particular pageant, diba? Tapos naging parang pinatawag siya ng government. So, again, we pray for the Myanmar as well. Tayo, again, ba? Ang sabi nila. Good. And also, we are also praying actually for the rest of the world as syempre, as we find ways to remedy the pandemic of COVID-19, no? And I'm also, of course, we wanted to give the support to all of our colleagues in the LGBTQ plus community, particularly, lalo kayo sa inyo, no less than the trans community, Naomi. And you've been, again, a good representation of the group, not just for the trans, but for the LGBTQ plus community. And again, ako naman kasi parang a couple of weeks ago, I also have friends from the COMELEC, and then people are now talking about politics. We're talking about what will ever happens. We're talking about the SOGI bill. Sabi mo nga, it's already na pending na sa Senate. Ako kasi parang on the 2022, sabi ko, let's push everything. Like, parang lahat na, para matapos na rin, di ba? So anyway, Naomi, thank you so much. This has been very interesting, fun. I love finally, I mean, I always see naman that nag-uusap tayo dito, but I wanted the audience as well to know Naomi more. At sabi ko nga, sana makita ko sa Naomi sa TikTok later on. I know, kasi you have naman ano ka naman, 'di ba? Nag-workout. So I'm sure and you have the figure, 'di ba? So it's going to be fun to see you and probably our millennials at Gen Z as well. Lalo na yung mga nakakaano talaga para maintindihan nila what is really the trans community or particularly the whole LGBTQ plus community, 'di ba? So, any message as we close this particular episode, Miss Naomi?
Well, I just hope that people who are watching this will, you know, look to our community, the LGBTIQ community, and what we need now during the pandemic. A lot of us are um, having difficulty, just to survive because, as we said earlier, so many people have lost their jobs or have lost their loved ones. And so I just hope that people will find the time to show that they care for others and help in any way they can. It doesn't have to be monetary, it can be in kind. If you have something at home that you don't need and you see that it's being asked for, there are many ways to help, there are many ways to give. So for example, like in UP Diliman, where I'm from, there's now a call for donations because they're going to turn some structures there into COVID facilities.
Facilities, yeah.
Things like if you have an extra mattress or blankets or things that can be used in these facilities. Just give you can uh, give this as donations, and
Ayan.
also many relief efforts still going on. Uh, so there are many ways to help. Just find how you can.
Ayun, definitely. And again, they could always follow you, Naomi Fontanos, The Ganda Pilipinas, and they could look into as well syempre, you're the spokesperson of the LGBTQ plus party list as well. So yun, nasa Facebook yan, just go for that and find out more on how we could help. So again, ako basically, as to wrap it up, again, I think as we are going through this pandemic COVID-19, one thing that we have really have learned so much, nabanggit na nga ni Naomi, that we have to become closer with our loved ones, but at the same time, we have to learn how to be kinder to everybody, regardless of who they are, whatever the gender or the sexual preference or whatever their educational attainment is, or wherever they are coming from, whatever regions. Kasi napansin natin na at the end of the day, the Filipinos will always be helping each other, especially during the difficult times. And during this COVID, no, it's not just the Philippines alone. It's the whole world helping each other. 'Di ba? Yung mga, so we are really praying as well. But at the same time, as we pray, we still are doing our part tulad ng nga yan. So nandiyan lang naman tayo sa online, social media tayo. We could easily reach out to to people like Naomi, reach out to them, message them on how we could help, on how we could do things better. And ako nga, in the page of Jock Solas, I always advocate, no, to distribute or to bring a lot of information that could be a source of not only of good information but also of good vibes. Kasi ano yan there's a lot of information. We're bombarded with so many things right now. Kaya lang hindi natin ma-decipher which is noteworthy or which actually could harm us, 'di ba? So always refer to the people of authority in terms of ano ba yung credibility nila, ano ba yung ano yung ano yung kanilang mismong identity as a person, 'di ba? So yun nga, ako sabi ko nga dito, think smarter. So again, without further ado, thank you so much Naomi for this particular episode. Maraming salamat po. At sa mga viewers natin, please feel free to share. Again, all of this information are available online for free across portals. Again, it's everything that you always have to be informed. Share lang tayo, like, and then good vibes. Okay? So again, happy weekend to everybody. And again, think smarter.
Thanks, Joff. Thanks, Martin. Everyone. Bye.
Bye.